dry your tears. Baby, can't you see I'm here? Let your heart be light. Everything's gonna be alright. Let your dreams take flight, I said.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Kendra la Foodie Cooks. Today we are making rice pudding. Technically we're making a Latin style rice pudding that has a flair and a twist, because that's what I give to all of my recipes. We're really making arroz con leche, which is a Spanish style rice pudding. It's very creamy, decadent, rich, and it's full of Latin spice. We're going to be adding some lime juice, lemon extract. We have a little bit of pumpkin pie spice as a secret, or you could use allspice. Cinnamon, lots of raisins. I made a compound of vanilla sugar. We're going to also be using sweetened condensed milk, a little bit of sea salt, and of course some milk. You can just add vanilla extract, but I made vanilla sugar. How bomb is that? And if you want, you can even add some coconut flakes. But I got an extra special treat we're putting in this. Hot coffee, a little bit. It really adds depth of flavor, and it really goes good with the other additions we have. And of course, we need our butter. So let's get cooking, guys. I'm going to start out by adding my 1 cup of rice. We're going to go ahead and rinse this, okay? So let's pour in our 1 cup of rice.
Okay.
There we go.
Mama.
Going to rinse this real quick and come right back. So we rinsed our rice. Time to add it. Go ahead and smooth your rice out at the bottom. It's nice and clean. We got released a lot of those starches. We're going to go ahead and add our milk. I'm going to go ahead and add about 3 cups of my leche milk. I'm also going to go ahead and add my lime. We're going to add half of a lime. Plop it right in there. That's going to add a nice Latin flair. Going to go ahead and add a splash of this delicious hot coffee. Not much. I'd say I used about 1/3 cup. Or maybe even just 1/4 cup. You don't want much, but you want to bring that richness, that rich flavor out. Gonna go ahead and add our cinnamon now. There we go. Isn't this the most beautiful rice pudding you've ever seen? And it's not even cooked yet, right? And a pinch of sea salt. We're gonna bring this to a boil and start letting our rice cook down, okay? Adding milk versus water is gonna add a lot of richness and help bring out the creaminess, because we want a creamy rice pudding. Okay, so let's get our rice going, and once our milk starts to evaporate out of this rice, we're going to add some more milk. We're just going to continue to layer on the creaminess so that the rice has the best texture possible. Okay, so I will see you guys once the rice starts cooking up and we need to add more milk. Make sure that you keep a close eye on your milk. You don't want it to scald. So as soon as it comes to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat, okay? So I'll see you when this liquid is all infused in this rice. So guys, it's been about 5 minutes. Our milk mixture is getting ready to come to a boiling point. I went ahead and removed that piece of lime that we put in there. We just want to infuse the cream, and after that you want to take it out. You don't want it to be, you want it to do its thing, but you don't want it to become overly bitter. So I went ahead and removed that. And be sure you continue to stir as it cooks. Okay, continue stirring as it cooks until all the milk evaporates into the milk. I should say infuses. And we'll keep this process going and we'll be back when it's done. Then we'll start with the second part, okay? Okay, foodies. It's been about 25 minutes and our rice is cooked and creamy. Creamy goodness, deliciousness. But there's one thing I have not mastered, and that's how to cook the rice for this long in milk and not have my pan burn. A couple of times during the cooking process, I went ahead and skimmed the top layer of milk solids. If you get like this thin skin that develops on the top of your rice, just go ahead and skim that off as you're cooking it. Keep the top on there while you're cooking it and just periodically stir it, okay? You don't have to stir it every minute of the time as if you were making oatmeal or porridge, but just check on it every now and again. Go ahead and stir it and go ahead and take that thin skin from the milk solids rising to the top off. We're going to go ahead and, like most people do, transfer it to another pot, and we're going to go into the second step, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and transfer this now. So here we go. We've transferred our rice. It has a really nice texture at this point. You can still see that it's rice granules. It's soft and creamy. I'm going to break this down a little bit. I don't want to over break it down and have it look like it's just cream mush. You want to know that it's rice. We're going to go ahead and add our vanilla sugar, some more spice. We're going to add some lemon extract and the King sweetened condensed milk. And we're going to add a little bit more of regular milk and cook that down one more time. We're going to add our butter and let's get going. Here we go. Sweetened condensed milk, guys. Secret weapon. Also, remember we had 4 cups of milk? We're going to add that 1 cup now. Let's mix this in now with the butter. Got to do all this while it's hot, okay? Okay, let's just do about 2 tablespoons of butter. Pause. Go ahead and add your vanilla sugar. That's about 1/3 cup. We're going to stir this up, guys. And let's go ahead and start cooking this again. I'll be back when it's evaporated again, then we'll add our spices. So our second cooking is coming to a boil. We're just going to let this thicken and we're going to keep stirring it as needed. Okay, guys? Keep looking at it. We want to make sure that it's not too runny, but we don't want it to over thicken, okay? Because it's also going to thicken as it sits. So just stir it. Stir it as needed, okay? Some people say stir, stir, stir. I don't find that that's absolutely necessary. Just keep an eye on it. If it looks like it needs to be stirred, stir it, okay? Be back soon. Texture's just about there. You see how it's still thick, but I call this the spoon test. I do this even when I make oatmeal, porridge, whatever, cream of wheat. It's thick, but yeah, it still drips easily. You don't want it to be a clump on your spoon. And look, guys, you can still see the individual grains of rice. We already tasted it the first time when we added our butter, our sweet condensed milk, and our what do we add? We added our sweetened condensed milk and our butter and our vanilla sugar. Guys, that vanilla sugar is on point. Yeah, you could just add vanilla, and yeah, you could just add sugar, but I'm telling you, the two combined into vanilla sugar at the outset makes this stuff irresistible. This stuff is delicious, guys. I beg you to try this recipe. You'll never make rice pudding the same again. I'm telling you. So, as always, you know, the amounts I give you guys are always approximations. Sometimes you may have to add less. Sometimes you may have to add more. Sometimes you'll taste it and you want to add a little bit more vanilla or a little bit more cinnamon. Whatever the case is, taste as you go, okay? Nothing's ever set in stone. That's the great thing about being a good chef or a good home cook. You taste, you get to know your food, even if you made it a million times. Maybe this time you added 1 tablespoon vanilla. Maybe next time you'll add 2. It doesn't matter. Mix it up, guys. Okay, so let's taste this again. When I tasted it before we added the sweetened condensed milk, and when we added the sweetened condensed milk and butter and the vanilla sugar, this was amazing. But I tell you, let's go ahead and taste it again. That way we can figure out how much raisins, how much spices we want to add, and we need to still add our lemon extract, okay? And then we're going to get ready to serve this. I have a beautiful display. My husband's really going to enjoy this. You can make this in the winter and serve it hot. I love eating this hot, guys. I think it tastes best. You can even eat this for breakfast with some scrambled eggs. And we added that little bit of coffee, so it's going to give you a little bit of a kick. We didn't add much. You can't really taste it. The lime and the coffee was just to infuse depth of flavor. So, as you're eating this, again, it's going to thicken just like any other grain. So, if you're going to serve this hot, add a splash of milk and warm it up. Or if you're going to eat it room temperature, warm you up some milk and just add a little bit of that milk to it. That way you can loosen it up a little bit. Okay, guys? Let's go ahead and finish this up. And then I'm going to add it to my beautiful display, which I can't wait for you guys to see. So I'll be back in a second with the finishing touches. This stuff is amazing. I just tasted it again off camera, and this stuff is amazing just as is. But I never leave well enough alone. I'm known for over-the-top deliciousness. So let's go ahead and add this lemon extract. I'm adding a splash. Doesn't need much. Let's just say that's a teaspoon. Okay? I'm going to add a little bit of this cinnamon. That's about a tablespoon. And a pinch, guys, a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. You can even leave that out if you want to. You could even do, if you don't want to do pumpkin pie spice, you could do allspice. You could even do nutmeg. Don't go overboard, guys. Okay? A pinch. I might not even use a teaspoon. A teaspoon or maybe even half a teaspoon and just a tablespoon of this cinnamon, okay? We added our 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. And I'll be back once I add these spices. Time to stir. So guys, I went ahead and did 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. I went ahead and added about half a teaspoon of the pumpkin pie spice, or you could use nutmeg, or you could use allspice. Guys, if you want, you can omit the additional spices because the vanilla sugar, sweetened condensed milk, and butter was already amazing. And when we cooked this the first time, we cooked it in some cinnamon, but it wasn't overpowering. So if you want to take it up a notch, do what I just did. Let's go ahead and taste this. Sublime. I like the addition of the lemon. You can, if you have that on hand, go ahead and add it. If you don't have it, it's not a must. It already tastes delicious. We're going to go ahead and add these raisins. If you don't like raisins, don't add them. There's versatility in this recipe. Okay, guys? This is going to taste good when you put it in the refrigerator. You can eat this for a few days, if it lasts that long. Your kids are going to love this. Your mate's going to love it. Your mom's going to love it. Serve this at a potluck. Bring it to a summer gathering. It don't matter the time, fall, winter. This stuff is good year-round, and it uses inexpensive ingredients, but it's a showstopper. If you want to add some toasted coconut, you could. Raisins. If you want to keep it plain with just the sweetened condensed milk, butter, and that vanilla sugar. That vanilla sugar, guys, is a must, okay? Don't leave that out. So I'm going to get it ready to serve this up, and we'll go ahead and show how this looks on a display, okay? Guys, look at these beauties. Guys, look at these beauties. The most beautiful rice pudding you've ever seen. It might look like the typical, but it is far better, guys. You know, as the old saying goes, it tastes so good it make you want to slap your mama. I'm never going to slap my mama, guys, so I'd say it tastes so good it make you want to slap your husband. Okay? He gonna be giving you kisses after he tastes this deliciousness. Stop it. Once your husband tastes this, he will be asking you to make this again. And anyone who tastes it, your mom, your in-laws, your sister who's always trying to compete with you for the best recipe, for family favorite, you got it with this recipe, guys. It's your traditional soul food Southern style rice pudding, but with a little bit of a Latin essence. It's not overly spiced. It does have a little bit of a kick to it. I didn't add too much coffee. If you want more of a kick from the coffee, go ahead and add more coffee. I just didn't want to overdo it, but it does add a nice depth of flavor. You can't really taste it that much, but it does add a kick. And the lime, you could go ahead and add more lime if you like. What did I say, guys? It's customizable. Make it the way you like. But I'm about to go enjoy this with a cup of tea and a book, and I'll see you guys later. Okay? That's it for this episode of Kendra la Foodie Cooks. Be sure to visit my blog at kendrafoodie.wordpress.com, and I'll see you guys on the next one.